Well, this year's World Oral Health Day has the theme, now wait for this, a happy mouth is a happy mind. It's quite interesting because it's also said that you can't have health without oral health as well. So today, which is World Oral Health Day, March the 20th, we want to talk about that all-important part of your body, the mouth, your teeth, and everything that has to do with it. And as you can see, we're joined on the program by Dr. Judith Jolayemi, consultant in restorative dentistry at Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Good morning, Dr. Jolayemi.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
So is it a happy World Oral Health Day? Is that
yes,
how it goes?
It is a happy World Oral Health Day.
Fantastic. I think this is something that we all know because we're conversational people, we're interactive people. We always find a way to interact. The mouth's also for eating. So whatever you do, the mouth always comes in one way or the other. But it's one of the most tricky parts of the body too. And I want to start straight up. You brush and brush and brush and brush, and you realize that at 12 noon, it's not as fresh as it ought to be. So I want us to talk about that, first of all, because it's something everybody deals with. People have found ways around it. But what is one of the reasons why people have challenges with their oral health, particularly the health of it and the freshness of it?
Yes, so basically, I always like to start by saying that the mouth is the gateway to the body.
Tell them.
So everything starts in the mouth. You talk, you eat, you interact with people. And it's also important to know that we have microorganisms everywhere. You also have in the mouth. So there are certain things that you need to take into consideration to keep these organisms in check. Sometimes, or most of the time, these organisms live with the body. Their presence in the body is beneficial. But once they remain in a particular part of the body and their presence is overwhelming to what the body can accommodate, then it becomes a problem. So most of the organisms that cause problems in the mouth are actually normally living within the body. So how do we keep them in check? I think that's what we're going to discuss today.
So let's jump right into it because it said that a happy mouth is a happy mind. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. But walk us through what this day means and some of the points that you want people to go home with.
All right. So first, I would like to talk about the common dental issues that we have. And the first one I'll talk about is cavities, which is dental caries. Dental caries simply means you have holes in your tooth. And like I always say, holes don't just appear in the tooth. So they start very tiny, like a tiny dot. And if they are not attended to, then they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Most times, these cavities are not detected, even with the natural eyes, once they start. And it doesn't grow big all of a sudden. So they develop and they get bigger over time, sometimes over years. So for you to have a hole in your tooth manifesting, you must have had that cavity for a very long time. And the symptoms may not be manifested initially, but as it goes on, it progresses to sensitivity, from sensitivity, pain, from pain. If it's not attended to, you can have swelling, and the infections can even track to the neck and even to the head. So it could lead to fatal conditions. So what I would say is for these cavities, they are caused by microorganisms, like I said. And the microorganisms overwhelm the mouth. Once there's so much in the mouth, then they now start to attack the tooth. There are so many things that cause these organisms. The kind of food you eat, if you eat a lot of refined foods, you take a lot of refined sugars, you snack frequently without taking precautions, these organisms come in and attack the food. They eat the food because that is how they survive. So they eat on the food, and when they eat the food, they release their I'll use the word, their byproducts in the mouth. And these byproducts are majorly acid. And what does acid do? Acid destroys anything that comes in its way. So these little acids here and there destroy the tooth gradually to create a cavity. And once there's a cavity, the organisms fill into the cavity. Even your brush cannot get them out because they are tucked in the cavity. And then, you know, more acid, more food, more acid, and it keeps getting bigger. So
let's get to the basics. Those the one they taught us when we were really young. How to brush.
Yes.
So walk us through how to brush. For those who are 55, 45, 35. Yes, we're dragging everybody to this table.
So,
we always tell the children, do it like this.
Yes.
Teach adults how to brush.
So basically, the mouth is a peculiar place. You have the gums, you have teeth, you have tongue, you have the palate. So there are so many things in the mouth. And when you brush too, the brushing technique also matters. So when you're brushing, you're always advised to brush away from your teeth. So this is a model. This is not the ideal. This is a pathology model. So it has a lot of cavities and all of that.
I love it. I love
which
it.
I wanted. I intentionally brought this so that you can all see that. So when you're brushing your teeth, you brush away from your gums. So this is the lower mouth, the lower jaw, and this is the upper. So you brush against your gums into your mouth. Now, a lot of people go in the horizontal.
Oh, I get it.
And when you do that, the teeth and the gums are not the same quality of material. So when you do that, what you do is you traumatize the gums. The gums, trying to avoid your harsh trauma, recede away from the teeth. So the part of the tooth that is not supposed to be exposed is exposed, which is the roots. And once they get exposed, you are exposed to sensitivity.
I think it's only you and 3 others that are doing this thing right in the world.
Every other person is brushing like they're washing rocks.
Well, I always knew that that's how you should brush.
Well, I don't gaslight us. Please continue.
So you brush away from your gums into your mouth.
Okay.
And then you do that on the outside. It takes a little time, but it's more painstaking. And you notice that when you do that, the bristles of your brush would go in between your teeth and sweep all that part out, as opposed to when you go this way. So all you just do is traumatize your gums, traumatize your teeth, and tuck in more organisms in between your teeth. So you do that for both the upper, the lower, and then don't always forget to do it inside too at the same time. So once you do that up as well. And then always remember that you have the rough surfaces of your teeth where you chew, especially at the back. So you always remember to also take care of that. Also, one of the parts of the mouth that actually causes a lot of bad breath could be the tongue.
Right.
The tongue is very, corrugated and all that. So it could harbor food, spicy foods and all of that, your garlic. So you should also remember to brush your tongue as well. We also have tongue scrapers. We use tongue scrapers sometimes to take care of the tongue. And that will help you with cavities and also help prevent gum diseases. Gum diseases is also very common in this part of the world, and you can easily identify gum diseases even by yourself.
Well, you've pretty much entered another part of the conversation, which is just as important, the tongue. It's not, a happy mouth is not a tongue that, emits bad odor. So some say that the toothbrush and the toothpaste intervention is inadequate to take care of bad odor. Should we also subscribe to herbal interventions? There are a lot of herbal recommendations to address bad odor. Are they, okay?
Well, for herbal medicaments, or how would you put it, I wouldn't always strongly advocate that, because we also advocate that you use fluoride-containing dentifrices for your mouth, because even though you have these organisms in your mouth, these fluorides could help to keep them in check. For these herbal products, we can't really guarantee their content, what they have, the percentage of whatever content it is. So one has to be very cautious when you're using herbal supplements. The appropriate thing is to use a fluoride-containing toothpaste. So even while you're carrying out your daily activities, your mouth is always, being defended by the fluoride, taking care of those organisms and putting them in check.
All right. There are a lot of people who are new to how to brush properly this morning. So there's an advocacy for you to also put us through how to scrub the tongue. So let us see that as well.
Scrubbing your tongue, we have tongue scrapers, so you just, you just scrub it from the in to the out. That's all.
So
just if you
in, out.
Yes.
What is shocking all of us is direction now.
Yes. So this is your tongue, and then you just, you scrape it out. That's all.
But not every day. You can use a brush to clean the tongue.
I don't personally use tongue scrapers.
Right.
I
so
just
you can use the brush, right? The same way. Just
the same way.
Brush
Just brush it out.
But the tongue scrapers also help to deal with bad odor.
It just helps to clean your tongue better.
Basically.
Yes.
2 things I want you to touch on. One, fluoride. You mentioned fluoride in toothpaste, right? And we know that when people use toothpaste, they use it generously, almost like they are buttering bread. So they hold it and then they press it all the way.
What even cause matrimonial problems?
Right? Where do you press the
Not
toothpaste from? So what amount of fluoride? Because fluoride, yes, generally safe if it's used in small amounts, but if you use too much, it can also cause issues to the same mouth that you're trying to care for, right?
Especially in the young, in the children.
Exactly. So what amount should we use? One. Two, is all of the mouth odor, how do I put this? Is the mouth responsible for all of the mouth odor, or some come from the gut as well?
Okay. So for the amount of toothpaste you're supposed to use, for an adult, it's pea size. That's the size of a bean.
So it should be like half the brush?
Or even less.
Less.
Yes. So most of the time when you swipe your toothbrush, you use a week's worth.
No, some put it on the brush, you put it on their hand to like...
There's something in the psyche that says, no, it's not enough to clean my mouth.
It's not really...
So contextually, we're Africans, so let's begin from there.
Yes, so the truth of the matter is, it is the mechanical action of your brushing that cleans your teeth.
Okay.
So the toothpaste just, provides a more comfortable medium for you with the fluoride, and then the foam and all of that. But even if you put your toothpaste in your mouth without having that mechanical means something is disrupting those organisms. Plaque accumulates over your teeth over time when you don't talk, when you're asleep at night, when your mouth is not active. I'm talking now, saliva is, moving around and cleansing my mouth naturally. But when you're quiet, you're fasting, you're sleeping, your mouth is stagnant, just like a stagnant water. That's what breeds mosquitoes. A moving water would never breed mosquito larvae. The same thing in your mouth. So once your mouth is not active, these organisms come out and they accumulate. The only way you can get rid of them is by mechanically getting them off. So it's not about the toothpaste. It's about your mechanical action, which is the brushing. Okay?
Yeah, and the other part about where is it just the mouth that the odor comes from, or from the gut as well?
So mouth odors could come from various factors. You have the local factors and you have the systemic factors. So for the local factors, the things you take, your garlic and all of that, your spicy foods, and then you also have some physiologic factors, especially when you wake up in the morning, the first early morning breath and all of that. We also have some systemic conditions like the gastroesophageal diseases and all of that manifest from within, and then the doctor or the dentist can identify such conditions by just your bad breath, and then you can now, investigate it and treat those conditions. Once those conditions are sorted out, then the bad breath is taken care of.
And a happy mouth is a happy mind. In fact, a happy mouth is a happy surrounding, because people will be happy to converse with you. Thank you for walking us through. You wanted to make a quick...
Yes, I wanted to make a quick one. And that's about the gums, yes. Bleeding gums, once you have bleeding gums, it means your gums are not healthy. You need to see the dentist twice a year.
There you go.
To have scaling and polishing. That's the only way your gums are healthy, because in between your gums, there are some areas where your teeth will not even get to. You have tiny pockets, and no matter how you brush, your brush will not get there.
We're totally out of time, Dr. Jolayemi. We can go on and on about this, but we have to thank you so much, Dr. Judith Jolayemi, consultant in restorative dentistry, Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Happy World Oral Health Day.
I wish you the same, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You're welcome, by the way. So we hope to see you brush better and use your toothpaste less. We'll take a quick break now. When we return, there's more for you. Stay with us.